Welcome to the first edition of when video game collecting gets out of hand. Right, just trying to sort through my Amiga stuff. There's a lot of it here. There's 3 clear boxes there. There's another clear box which is mainly my Team 17 and Diagnosis, I believe, if I'm right. So it's just sort of, I've got a couple of editions of each Team 17, so I'm just trying to sort out what I'm keeping, what I'm selling, so try and get the best condition ones and take it from there. So units of fly traps come out of the box, which can be expected, and they're rattling around. So right, so got Stardust there, which isn't actually a Team 17 release, or it is later on. This is the original release. It's quite nice condition, apart from that line. I don't know if you can see it there. You can see it, it's a bit of a gouge, but other than that, it's in nice condition, lovely condition. Apart from that, it's really annoying. But got it for a good price. So yeah, they bought the rights to Stardust and done Super Stardust after, and they're making money out of it to this day on all the new systems. So yeah, so just we'll push for space in there as well. I'm really sort of struggling to do stuff, look at everything, and then find somewhere to put it. So it's very much a game of room Tetris at the minute. I've got special edition 92 there, another special edition 92. So like I say, this gets very, you forget what you've got. It's nice looking through, discovering you've got the stuff again. It's Leander there, it's nice condition. Cool game this. I bought this back in the day. We've got it from RJ Computers in Downend. Yeah, it's a cool game. So yeah, so I'm just going to look through, probably take some pictures, show what I've got. It's Quack again. Got another version of this. 12.99 from Boots. I think the other version's in nice condition. So like I say, we'll get all the best ones and yeah, take it from there. Alright YouTube, see you in a bit. Yeah, the old classic Shadow Beast. Fortunately, no free t-shirt enclosed, but still nice clean box. I think I picked this up at a reasonable price. It would have been one of my pickup videos. And there's just a overshot of what's in here. So got the old Super Frog in a special case. Yeah, I've got a lot more Team 17 in this coming. So I'm trying to sort out some other boxes and put, perhaps Team 17 to get their own box, and Diagnosis have their own box, maybe even more than one box each. So, right YouTube, see you in a bit. Cheers. Here's a funny moment. I don't know if you can pick this up, but I was leaning on this box, and if you listen, I know what it is. I'll show you in the next bit. We found the culprit of the strange noise. It is Mr. Bagpuss. It's a mini Bagpuss. I like Bagpuss. He reminds me of myself. He gets up, and all he wants to do when he gets up is go back to bed. He's really lazy, isn't he? Which, I think Bagpuss got a good lifestyle. Most cats have, haven't they? So that's the noise Bagpuss used to make when he used to wake up. I've got a big Bagpuss as well somewhere. So it's funny all the things I'm running into and finding along the way. So Mr. Bagpuss. Right, so we've got another box open now. I'm struggling for space and to find everything. An absolute nightmare really. But nice just to look through sort of what I got again and where we're at. Got some wicked titles in here. Let's see. Original Alien Breed. I'll take that out because that's the original Team 17 release as well. So we'll take that out. Do Team 17. didn't realise I had a Fiendish Freddy's on Amiga. So I got that on the Spectrum. I've got a spare one on the Amstrad as well. Chuck Rock's another nice title. Carve Up. Wicked little game that. It's Speedball 2. Absolute classic. Really, really nice. Really happy to have that. R-Type running the wrong way. This is quite nice and creeping up in price. This has been known to go for about 70-80 quid. I think I picked this up for about 40 something. Not sure if the poster and everything's in there. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. So, Ninja Warriors, absolute classic. Lovely music on that. Turrican 2. I believe one of these is a just one I salvaged. So it was something else, and I removed the label, and it's Amiga underneath. And then obviously got my original Amiga one. So 2 of these. It's always good to have these black speckles on that. It's not very nice. Hopefully they might come off. North and South. Absolutely love this game. Absolute classic. Really, really good. Absolute classic game. Really, really love this. Had this on the Spectrum as well. Really impressed with that on the Spectrum. Got a gameplay video, short gameplay video. It's really showing what it's doing, because I was really impressed with how the Spectrum handled that. Golden Axe, not a bad conversion on the Amiga, pretty cool. Oh, didn't know I had that. Rick Dangerous 2. I nearly bought that again. Yeah, didn't realise I had that. This is creeping up in price. Rick Dangerous 2. Got a lot of these in the box protectors. Sorry for the glare. Yeah, Rick Dangerous 2. I don't think I have the original Rick Dangerous though, so I'll have to try and get that. UN Squadron. Can't get hold of it. It's okay. It's not a great on the Amiga. It's okay conversion. I think the Super Nintendo is supposed to be better. I've got it on Super Nintendo as well. American. James Pond. Absolute classic. Look at the artwork on that. So much better than the Mega Drive one, or at least the box artwork and everything. You know, classic game this. Really cool. Really started something this did. It became massive, didn't it? James Bond games. Underwater agent. How cool is that? So I've got 2 of these, which is Gods. So I think the other version I've got is nicer than this. So this one's pretty bashed up and that. But even in this condition, this game does fetch okay money. They're built in these stupid flimsy boxes. So I'll put this to one side, because I know I've got another one. I feel the other one is in better condition. Double Dragon 3. Absolutely packed game. No matter what system you play this on, arcade, everything. What atrocious. Oh, it's, that sort of brings this one a little bit better. Then this is the Rodlands and Double Dragon pack. But yeah, I only bought it for the Rodlands, because it's always good. I think I've got 3 or 4 copies of Rodlands, but I'll keep most of them, because Rodlands is a great game. Destiny Warriors. I already played this. All the discs of these are in the other room, I believe. So I take the discs out and put the boxes away. Another another shooter here, which is Forgotten Worlds, the classic. I don't know what this plays like on the Amiga. I don't think it plays that well on many things bar the arcade, because you've got the twin sticks, haven't you? Just get some classics out. So obviously obligatory original Speedball, you know. So good old Speedball. It's always good to you know where it all started. Speedball 2 perfected it. Here is my Turrican. That is in pretty damn nice condition actually. So that is cool. Is the discs in this one? Yeah, the discs are in there. Doesn't look like there's any manual underneath, does it? Oh yeah, there is. So we've got Turrican. What's this? Oh, spare Pang. Spare full price Pang there. So I'll put that in. Just Turrican manual. I'll put the Turrican back in. I'll put the Pang in with my big bottle, with my Pang. So, because obviously I've got the Full price release of £1 as well. It was the most expensive Amiga game, but I think it still is at the moment. But Moonstone atop that if I do end up picking it up. Another classic, Stunt Car Racer. I got a feeling this is a re-release of this one. Great game though. Absolutely great game, Stunt Car Racer. Brilliant. I'll might even put the Amiga on in this episode. Have a look at some games. I want to do an Amiga music episode as well. Titus the Fox, if you know, sort of classic Amiga. It was their mascot, but as you can see, Titus the Fox, sort of classic Amiga platformer. You know, sort of very Arabian Nights. That's it. That's him. There is their logo, isn't it? I can't remember what they're called, but yeah, he was their logo. So, Bomb Jack's absolutely rubbish. I'll probably take that out of there. That can put something nicer in this box. SimCity 2 Lotus Esprits. Pick one of these. Unfortunately, one's got damage on the corner. But the front is nice. Oh no, it's not too great. It's a spray. What's the back like? I think I've got upgrades of this, so I'll take these out as well. So that's one Lotus Esprit. Got another one here. This one looks better than that one. So unfortunately a little crush there though. I think I've got another one of these off Steve. So this is what I mean. I don't know what I've got until I pull it all out. So great game, Lotus Esprit 2, the music. SimCity there, not too great a game. Well, it's a great game, SimCity, but you know it's not worth pulling out and getting a mess over it. There's Rodlands. Absolutely love Rodlands. The artwork is fantastic. I don't know who done the artwork. I like Storm as well. I'm trying to get all of the Storm games, but Rodlands is an absolute classic. I've got 2 or 3 different versions of this as well, so I better pull that out, but I better make sure it goes back in as well. So another classic shooter, Swiv. Sorry about the glare on all these. I'm just trying to do this quickly and sort of show you some stuff and get some content. Classic game, Swiv. Silkworm 4, I think. I don't know what happened to 2 and 3, but you had Silkworm, and I think this is supposedly Silkworm 4. I don't know how that works, but apparently it's true. So I should have this. Should have this in a protective box. I think it's worth quite a bit of money. I think I've got some more boxes. Cybernoid 2, great on the 8-bits, not so great on the 16. Blues Brothers. I believe this is in German, if I'm right. Blues Brothers. Is it this? We've got German? Yeah, German. I think you don't really, not much reading in the game really you need to do, so it'll do me for now. It's quite nice condition, but hopefully get a nicer one at some point. Supercars 2, absolutely fantastic. Got a feeling I got the cheaper version inside that. Got a feeling I might have 2 boxes of that as well. So I better pull that out as well. St. Dragon, another great game. This is good on the Spectrum as well. I've got it on the Spectrum. I'd love to get it on Spectrum disc. I don't know if it got released, but I've got it on tape. I've got a couple of versions of it on tape. I mean, look, you know, there's the Spectrum graphics there. It's not very often they sort of show the specky on the back, but I was so proud of this one that they sort of showed it. It plays really well as well. I enjoy it. It's got the ST and it's got the C64. The C64 looks just like a Spectrum version, really. You know, it does even have all those sort of colours. So, and there's the Amiga there. Absolutely fantastic. I don't know if it's Arcade Perfect, but we probably used to call it Arcade Perfect back in the day. I don't even know if I've seen this in the arcade, but it's a great game. Great game. You use your tail to sort of shield you against the bullets and everything, so you can sort of roll your tail around you and use it as shielding. Absolutely great game. Very, very tough though. Very tough. Even just to get off the first level to beat that guy. That guy there, the ball, the flying mechanical ball. Brilliant game now, wicked. And another game which is hard to get, which is Warzone, which is blatantly an Arnie clone there, isn't it? And it's a great little game. It's quite hard actually. Good on 2-player. They sort of commando, but sort of for the 16-bit, I suppose, like a modern day, or you know, back in the 90s, commando, because commando was like 80s, wasn't it? So, you know, sort of same sort of genre brought through. So modern, or modern for back then, you know, retro now, isn't it? This is that box that I was just doing. I've done a few changes in here. So I don't know if I showed you. I think I showed you Warzone. Obviously, yeah, I did show you Warzone, didn't I? With the Arnie rip-off guy. Great game now. Really cool. Yeah, so I did show that. I'm pretty sure I did. So yeah, what we changed is put Mr. Heli in here. So I've got Mr. Heli, which is a Irem arcade game. Really cool. I had this on Spectrum as well, +3, but I sold it. It's sort of a little helicopter robot type guy who can walk or fly. There's a shooter. It's pretty cool, to be honest. It's quite good. So yeah, got that. Got the original Speedball in here. Don't know if I showed you this earlier as well. So the original Speedball, where it all started. I think I did show you that. So then we've got Supercars, classic, absolute Amiga classic Supercars, by Gremlin. And what a game this was! Brilliant, really good game, and it was only bettered really by the infamous Supercars 2, which is more of the same but even better, which is just so cool. These games both fetch a pretty good price now. I'd say 40 to 60. You know, you might, if you're lucky, you might pick them up cheaper, but I very much doubt it. I had to get the boxes for these. Steve helped me out with these, and then buy the discs separately. You know, they're not in the best condition, but they'll certainly do me for now, because I think some people have even tried like charging up to about £100 for these, but you know, don't pay it. You don't, just because someone's selling something at a certain price, you don't have to pay it, do you? So, Blues Brothers, that's it's okay game. It's in German, that one. And we've done a few changes here as well on the other side. So we've got some games from the other room. We've got Ivan's Super Off-Road. This is a great game. Absolutely brilliant. But I don't know if anyone remembers, but I remember this for the hack intro. I think it was Skid Row. But if you saw the hack intro on this, you would remember it. And there's old Ivan, stood next to the 3-wheel arcade. I've never played this in the arcade, but it's a great game on the Amiga. Really good. Such a cool little game. There's 3 players in it, or 4 players, or 3 players and a computer player. Absolutely fantastic. Really cool. And it's so nice. I bought it twice. I'll probably keep both versions of this, to be honest. Another game, which is good. Good shooter. Steve informs me it's called Cross Out. I always call it X Out, because the sequel, or the next game, was called Z Out. So Cross Out and Z Out. So but yeah, so this is pretty cool. I've got Z Out as well somewhere. Another game. I believe I liberated this one. It's all in there. This was an Atari ST game. Usually got a sticker there that says Amiga or Atari ST. I just removed that and put my Amiga stuff in here. Basically, yeah, I mean, this Mr. Bad sold one of these complete for £100 plus or something silly. So I got this for about £15 plus delivery for the Atari ST version. Bought the Amiga discs from Germany. And all the poster and instructions and everything. Also, the poster is the instruction, I believe, and it's all the same. So, yeah, I'm just missing a sticker up there, but I've saved myself about 80 quid. Game which is creeping up in price. Unusual game. Amiga, typical Amiga sort of isometric again. Is it? No, side scrolling, isn't it? Sorry. side-scrolling Amiga platformer, typical of the Amiga sort of platformers. Really, really cool. I've got manual and I've got the box. Unfortunately, I don't have the discs. This can sort of range from sort of £40 upwards, rolling Ronnie at the moment. Like I say, I'm just looking for the disc for it now. Same with this game here, very hard to get, in nice condition, and yeah, I had to buy the box for this. I think they wanted so stupid, like 60 quid for the box or something, and I think I said, look, I'll give you 20 or 25. It's a bit of cardboard at the end of the day. They had a copy inside of it, and I think they accepted it, and then a week later I think I found a disc for a tenner. But this can go 60, probably up to about £100. Some people try and charge for this. So I think I put this together for about £30 or £40, so I was well chuffed. That's the way to do a lot of the things on with the Amigas. It's easy to sort of Frankenstein them. You'll find the bits, you'll find the discs easy enough. It's just the boxes and the instructions which are the hard parts. You know, but if you're playing a long game, you know, especially you've got people helping you as well, like, you know, me and Steve keep an eye out for each other as well. Yeah, just want to change there. I put Ghouls and Ghosts in. Ghouls and Ghosts, absolutely fantastic. Not necessarily the best if you want the arcade experience. If you want the arcade experience, I would recommend the Mega Drive or the arcade, really. Mega Drive's a very good arcade conversion. The Super Nintendo stepped up a little bit, gave him the double jump, and sort of tried to make a better game than the arcade. But this is sort of unique in its own sort of right. It's got its own sort of graphics and that. It's sort of, the levels are very similar, but, well, they are the same, but, you know, it's got the Amiga graphics. The guy doesn't quite look right. But it plays really well. And what I really like about this this game is the music, because it has its own music. The title music on this, absolutely fantastic. Like I said, I'm gonna do a music episode, Amiga music, and if I can get all the music, and I can do it in a way that does it justice, you'll be in for a treat. Because I think with the Amiga, the music was one of its strong points, or its strongest points. So, right, I think you've seen all of the rest. I'll just have a bit pan round just in case. If there is anything I haven't pulled out and you haven't seen, you know, maybe leave something in the comments and I can show it at another time. So, right, that's that bit, and we'll see you in the next bit. Cheers. Right, so this is one of the boxes. I've just sort of organised bottom layer. You get the bottom layer in, you can stack a couple of games up to here. I might just fill them out with the bubble wrap or whatever. But thought I'd just show you these. This one's all organised now. I'll pull them out and show you. So yeah, a bit of an Amiga special, eh? This is the belated, the bit of a late Amiga, my 200 subscriber special on it. So right, you like Amiga, don't you? So first one, Robocop. I think got a better condition one of this somewhere. So this one will probably go in. Back's not too bad. Front's a bit bashed. So I'll put that back in a minute. Right, so these are all the sort of ocean. So obviously with Robocop, then you have Robocop 2. I can't really remember much of this one. Yeah, it looks like the same as a Spectrum game. Wasn't a great game, this. Yeah, it wasn't a great game. I preferred the first game. And I preferred the first game on the Spectrum, to be honest. It was better. Same again. Game I also preferred on the Spectrum, which is Chase HQ. Great arcade game. Really good on the Spectrum. Not so good on the Amiga. It's okay. But, you know, apparently the ST was better, I think. Which is unusual. So, sorry about the glare. Got a lot of these in the protectors. So, with Chase HQ comes Chase HQ 2. Special Criminal Investigation. I think Ocean made this themselves, wasn't it? Because it was an unofficial release. Because there was the arcade was different. I know number 3 was Special Criminal Termination, wasn't it? But I think Chase HQ 2 in the arcade is a completely different game. So, you got Untouchables, great film. Not really played it much on the Amiga again. Played on Spectrum. Used to get quite far on the Spectrum back in the day, and now it's blooming. I can't seem to get past the first level. Don't know if it's because I've got worse as I've got older, or I was better when I was younger. So get these back. So try and get these back. Right, next one. Next one is Operation Thunderbolt. Operation Thunderbolts. It's a great game. Great conversion on the Amiga. All the speech in that there. Sorry about that glare. All the speech in that there. Great game. I think you used to play it with a mouse, didn't you? It was a pretty cool. So again, Total Recall. See, all these are Ocean. These are some of my pride and joy. I've got quite a nice Ocean collection. Yeah, that's okay on the Amiga. I've got it on Spectrum as well. Sly Spy. Pretty good conversion this actually on the Amiga. The game that I never got as a wee lad on the Spectrum. I ordered it from Special Reserve and it never came. And I had to write to the Evening Post and get my money. They had to fight for me and get my money off a Special Reserve. Wasn't Dave Perry something to do with Special Reserve? I think he used to write for them, didn't he? He used to write for the magazine that they used to have. And then he went on to his fame and fortune, and didn't he? And he done something to do with Jim and all that as well, didn't he? Help create that. And now he's back with Games Animal. So Midnight Resistance, he'll be at Revival, I expect, as well. Midnight Resistance, absolutely fantastic game. Great conversion on the Amiga, great conversion on Spectrum, great conversion on the Mega Drive as well. So yeah, not many bad ones on this. This is a great game, this was. Really good on, like I say, all the systems I played on. Spectrum was fantastic. Got it on Spectrum Disco, brilliant. Back in the day we used to have it on tape. But yeah, I used to really enjoy this. My mate Dave, or Harry, aka Harry, he used to love a bit of Midnight Resistance on the Spectrum. He used to love it. Really good game though, really good game. So, I'm getting all tied up here, tangled up. So, next one, absolute classic, which is Rainbow Islands. Can't beat a bit of Rainbow Islands. This is the white box variant. I believe that's the black box variant there. This one's a bit bashed up, and I might get rid of this one and try and get a better one. And it's faded on the side, but this white box variant's lovely. So yeah, the only difference is it's got a white sort of a rainbow border, and have a look. So one's got a black border, larger picture, and this one has a rainbow border. I think the backs are different as well. So about the box variant. No, the backs on these are the same. I've seen some where the screenshots are different. But on these they appear to be the same. So it's just a bit of a useless knowledge for you. I think it might be on the Spectrum version or something. The different box variants have got different pictures. But yeah, I know that some do. So that's Rainbow Islands. Absolutely classic on the Amiga. Really good conversion. I think the arcade seemed a lot faster. Obviously, I've never really played the arcade. Only on MAME and stuff like that. I've never even seen it in the arcade. But a great game. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really cool game. My most expensive game I've bought on the Amiga so far. My pride and joy. Which is Pang. This is in absolutely fantastic condition. Really nice. We've got it in box protector. I think it's cost me about 100. I think it's 115 euros. I think so, about 110 quid. I think, but really, really nice condition. All the corners are nice. Another game I had on the Spectrum back in the day. I used to have this on the Spectrum back in the day. So the Spectrum really is the version for me. This is, dare I say, is it arcade perfect? I'm sure we used to probably say that back in the day. It was arcade perfect. But I think this is also about as clean as you're going to get it without, let's show the graphics. So yeah, without sort of you know, buying it brand new old stock. This is as clean as it gets. So this, like I say, this game fetches £100 plus all the time. Great game now. This game here I've cheated a little bit, which is Beach Volley. This is the big box release. This is really hard to get. I think you get these in Europe mainly, because in England you just seem to be able to get this on Hit Squad release. So what I've done is I've cheated a little bit. I bought an Atari ST box and basically removed the label as best I can. And underneath there you can see it's an Amiga box. So, but really nice clean box. I bought about 3 of these on the ST to get a nice clean box. And there is actually some discs for sale on eBay at the moment, but they want 20 quid for the disc, which is it's a little bit cheeky, I think. I'm probably going to have to end up paying it because you don't see it on big full release on the disc. So this one here, New Zealand Story. I've got a feeling this might be a European release as well, because I don't think this box release came out in this country. Usually in a glass case in the English versions you see. And this is obviously a cardboard sort of 3/4 box size. Again, another absolutely fantastic game. Another game that's just great on every version I've played. Spectrum, Amiga. I've got it on a Mega Drive. I haven't played it. Actually, I did play it, I think, which is pretty cool. It's got unique levels, which it was based on the prototype edition. I got that knowledge from watching Toot UK. So yeah, so if you want a different level design, get the Mega Drive version, which is only released in Japan, which I actually do have as well. So New Zealand Story is a great game. Bob Wakelin artwork. All of these games, I believe, are Bob Wakelin artwork. The Ocean ones, anyway. Absolutely fantastic. Like I said, a lot of the games we sold was on the artwork. A lot of it, you know, we bought them on the artwork. Toki. Another great game. A lot of people don't like this anymore, but it was a good game. I think this is a far superior version than on the Mega Drive. Mega Drive version to me always looks a bit dark, whereas the Amiga version's quite colourful. So, yeah, so that's Toki. It's an absolutely fantastic game. Just a couple of puzzlers now at the end. So we've got plotting. Both these games are really good. So plotting, Taito release, and you sort of fire blocks and they have to match the patterns. So that's pretty cool. And Puzznic, there's some cool artwork there, isn't it? I think Puzznic's slightly better game, if I remember rightly. Yeah, Puzznic's much better. So you fire the blocks and you gotta see a similar sort of thing, but another. Is it Taito again? Was it just? I'm sure Puzznic's an arcade. Or was it just thing release? I might be wrong then. So yeah, another great Ocean release puzzler. Right, let's have a look here. Oh, it's an absolute. Well, there's a couple of classics here. If you remember these, if I can get them out. Right. So, Dynamite Ducks, Sega release, absolute classic. This is great on the Amiga, and it's very, very good on the Master System as well. What a classic little game, a little beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em up. So the illusion of 3D, and look at all that cool artwork. Really, really cool. Like I say, the Amiga's such a nostalgic machine for me. Say, yeah, absolutely fantastic. And this guy here, if you know your Amiga, do you recognise that guy? Flood. This is brilliant. I'm sure I've got a spare of this somewhere as well. I might even keep it. It's so good. It's such a good game. Basic. You start off your that little green man there, and I think everything's trying to kill you while the rooms are filling up with water. And you like throw grenades and stuff. And like you say, he's got a massive flamethrower there. Look. It's just so cool. It's like a little puzzler. I think you've got to sort of get out of the flood and get to the exit. But it's just such a cool little game. Sort of typical Amiga sort of strange sort of platforming and puzzler. And just really good. Really cool. And what a weird character. I don't know what you're supposed to be. He's really cool. That's Flood. So, I believe this is an Amiga release first. Got ported over to the Mega Drive. Most people are probably familiar with it on the Mega Drive, Budokan. So, it's exactly the same game. I don't know if it plays anywhere. There's not many games where you see the guy eating a bit of ramen, is it, or whatever it's called. Look at that. But yeah, it's I don't know if it controls any better. I know on the Mega Drive it controls a PAP. You try and do moves and it just doesn't do anything. All it does is frustrate you, apparently. So, got a Domark collection here. Winning team, nothing particularly of any good on here. Well, there are some good games actually. Clax, not very good. APB, pretty cool. Escape from Planet Robot Monsters, okay. Cyberballs and Vindicators, not so great. Didn't realise I had this. We've got Captain Blood, Arkanoid, Crazy Cars and Xenon, so I actually do have the original. Arkanoid Revenge of Dose, that's a sequel. So that's pretty cool. I do have Xenon because I'm missing Xenon at the moment. Double Dragon 3, and it's the Rodlands double pack. I've had 2 of these, so one will be going off to Steve because he doesn't have them. Right, bear with me, I'll be back in a sec. Right, unfortunately these ones in the middle section aren't in great condition. Run the Gauntlet used to be a Saturday morning TV show. Used to be pretty cool actually from what I remember. But it's a pretty cool game. There's many different events. You know, sort of boating, and you've got the quads and things like that. It's sort of an assault course. It's pretty cool. Well, I used to enjoy it anyway. More on the Spectrum I used to play that. This game's great, but it's in terrible condition. Again, it's hard to get in nice condition. It's quite old. Ivanhoe. Really cool French game, if I believe. Really sort of wicked graphics. Sort of side-scrolling beat 'em up. You were Ivanhoe, and it is really cool. But I'd like to get that in nicer condition. It's a terrible condition, that one. Really bad, but nevertheless I've got it. Darkman, don't know much about this one. Other than it's in poor condition. I don't think it's a great game. It doesn't look great. The film was okay. It wasn't fantastic. And then we have Navy Seals, with another sort of mediocre game. The Spectrum, I think it was 2 different types of game. I'm not sure if it is on Amiga. So I think one side of the tape was one type of game, and the other side was, so we always got 2 games for the price of one. Don't know if it's the same on here. I would assume it would be. Right. In the last section in this box, we got Brat, which is a pretty cool. Remember Isometric, if I'm right. Or Isometric Plaza, you got to just get the Brat from one side of the stage to the other without him dying or getting injured or whatever. So it's a pretty cool little puzzler. You sort of got these controls here. Pretty cool. So Amiga sort of done a lot of these sort of weird and wonderful games. That was what was quite nice about it. You know, you used to get a lot of different sort of, you know, English and European games. Alter Beast, not a patch on the Mega Drive. Mega Drive sort of excelled with this, didn't it? It wasn't very good at all, if I remember rightly. I used to play this on the Spectrum as well, I think. I don't think it was very good on there either. The Mega Drive version was fantastic. Another game, I'm not sure that we got this release over here, which is Batman. But it's a sort of bigger 3/4 box of game. This is not very good condition, this one. Steve did want one of these, but he done what Steve does and went and got it in a bundle or something and got it for cheap anyway. It would have been cheap, even with a mate's rates off me. He got it for a ridiculous price, something like a £5. Generally, these cost about 20 quid. Between 10 and 20 quid. About 20 quid usually. If you buy the standard sort of normal one, you get it for £5 or £10. But to get it in this box, about 20 quid usually, 15, 20 quid maybe. You don't see, like I said, I don't think these were released in the UK. Mr. Bads can let me know in the comments. You're our ocean expert in our gang. So, yeah, Mr. Bads is the man in the know with the older ocean. Well, he's a man in the know with a lot of the Amiga stuff and Spectrum stuff. Alcatraz, a game, I forgot I had this again. Great game, I used to enjoy this. Don't remember too much about it. Obviously you probably just got to escape from Alcatraz. But it looks like you kit out your guy, you choose your weapons and that. I just remember it was pretty cool. I remember I used to enjoy it, so I got it. So, well, that's this box, and we'll take a look at the next one. Cheers. When you're doing stuff like this, the problem I got is my whole collection spread across my whole flat, and it's in cupboards, it's in boxes, you know, it's on shelves. It's everywhere. It's in the bathroom, it's in the hallway, it's in the living room, it's in the bedroom. It's everywhere. So I went into the other room and I found my Cabal, which is obviously Ocean. Yeah, it's in the best condition, but it'll do for now. So I'm going to have to squeeze this in. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to take that Altered Beast out there, just shove Cabal in there, or take a lesser game out of here and put it in. Probably take Robocop and put it over there or something, put Cabal in. Right.